What's going on YouTube? Big Dawg Brett. Welcome back to the channel. Kind of took a little break. Really appreciate you guys sticking around. A couple of things I wanted to kind of talk about today. One of them being the guys that are going pro, guys that are skipping the bowl games. Kind of touch on the upcoming signing classes where I think we're going to finish, and also a little bit on the Baylor game. And I'm going to make more videos on that stuff later. And I also have a very special Christmas video I'm working on for you guys. So hopefully you guys really enjoy that. I know you guys haven't seen me, but there is some stuff going on behind the scene. I really think you guys will like it. So first off, let me, this is just kind of a general conversation video. This is anything, and this isn't anything specific. We're going to talk a lot of, there's going to be a lot of stuff covered in this video. So you guys hang tight. We'll be right back. Thanks so much. Okay, guys. So first and foremost, let's kind of do this in almost in chronological order. I'm gonna talk about the team because our season's over. Our season's over for the most part. I'm going to talk about what I think of our football team this year, where I think we failed, struggled, improved, where we're going, what's coming up, players leaving, players coming in, kind of in that order. So let's talk about initially the disaster and the miracles that occurred for UGA this past year. UGA, and here comes the comment section already. UGA is not a top 5 team, not with this offense. We're not. Sorry. If you think that's the case, and if you're one of those fans that really thinks that UGA is elite right now with the offense it has, and that we shouldn't criticize the offense, golly, I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it. You're part of the problem. You are. If you can't open your eyes and realize that there's an issue, that's a problem. You cannot sit on your hands and say, everything's fine. Everything's not fine. Listen, yeah, I get we had an 11-1 season. Don't get me wrong. We've had great seasons before. Yes, I understand we won the SECC East 3 years in a row, and that's nice. Grateful for that. Don't get me wrong. There's tons of programs out there that would love to be in UGA's shoes. But this isn't where we want to end. We don't want to just stop where we're at. If we were going to accept mediocre or a little better than mediocre, then we would have kept Mark Richt. The reason for hiring Kirby Smart was to get that push to get to a national championship. Everybody agreed, not everybody. A lot of people agreed that they wanted the program to be of the high caliber in the college football playoff every year, competing for a national championship. If that's what you want, you have to objectively look at the offense and go, that's a problem. You cannot lean on just one side of the football anymore. And of course, I'm going to get on there and I'm going to have videos where I'm talking about how, teams win defense wins championships. Of course, I'm going to say that because that's our strong suit. That's what we had going for us. So of course, I'm going to get on here and say that. Why would I say anything different? Why would I not give our defense the credit that I think they deserve? Of course I should. But after looking at how our offense struggled when we came up against a truly elite offense, there was no chance we were going to win that game. None. And I can't name the number of times that's happened. When we beat Auburn in the SEC championship, that was a great win. In my opinion, the best win UGA has in recent memory was our win over Oklahoma. And Oklahoma, while they've been a really, really good team and some would say elite, I would agree with that, they haven't won a national championship. Not recently. And somebody's going to jump in the comment section and say, oh, they won 5 or 6 years, or whatever. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in the past 3, 4, 5 years. Oklahoma has been right there, kind of where Georgia's at, but their offense is better. Now their defense is improved, and guess where they're at? I'm making a video. Call back later. So anyway, when I look at UGA's offense, I can really see that there needs to be improvement. Jake Fromm, there's going to be people that say Jake Fromm's a great quarterback. Listen. You cannot blame all this stuff on the receivers. I don't care how good you can read the defense and you're throwing it to the guy you should throw it to. If you can't actually get the ball to where he can catch it, it's okay to know where to throw it. That's great. But you got to get the ball there. It's like knowing where to drive to go pick up what you need to pick up, but you don't know how to drive. You know the route, but you actually can't drive. That's a problem. And please don't blame all this stuff on the receivers. These 4- and 5-star receivers, you guys act like this is the first time they've caught a pass. It's not. It's not even close. These guys have caught hundreds, if not thousands, of passes from high school quarterbacks who were far less talented than what Jake Fromm is supposed to be. So please don't be that guy. Don't be that fan that says it's the receiver's fault. It's a freshman. Listen, this guy's probably been catching football since he was 6 years old. If you can't put the ball in a reasonable area for him to catch it, I mean, think about it. These guys were balling out and getting 5-star ratings from quarterbacks that couldn't even make it into college football for some reason or another. So don't jump in the comment section and blame the receivers. That's not what it is. And part of it is Coley, part of it's Kirby Smart, part of it's Jake Fromm. Jake Fromm should have progressed. He regressed. The numbers prove it. The numbers show it. When we lean on Jake Fromm to win the game, he's only done it one time, and that was against Florida. So please don't start with the blaming the receivers. It's not the receivers. All right, so let's talk about what UGA signing class coming up. I don't know where we're ranked, 7th, 8th. That number is going to change throughout the day as I'm making this video. You're going to see guys sign. You're going to see probably a couple of flips, and you're going to see UGA move up in the rankings. You're going to see UGA move up in the rankings. So when that happens, we're probably going to get a guy or two we didn't expect. We're probably going to lose a guy or two we didn't expect, and that's fine. The recruitings are going to be pretty good for us this year. Is it going to be a number 1 ranked class? Probably not. When you put on the kind of performance that we did this last year with lack of offense, you're probably going to see some players leave. Plus, we've had coaches that have left and went to other schools that had close ties to players. There's a lot of rumors floating around. Don't buy into anything until you actually see what happens at the end of the day. We'll see what happens. Now, let's talk about the Baylor game and the players that are going pro. There's several players that are going pro. We've heard some people saying that DeAndre Swift is going to go pro. He's an announcement that nobody knows yet. He comes out on Twitter and says that he's not doing that until he's not making his announcement until after the game. We'll see what happens. I think number 71. He's already said that he's going to NFL. I think there's 1 or 2 other guys said they're going. J.R. Reed said he's playing. I don't know who all said they're playing and who says they're not playing. But if a player doesn't want to play, and I've put quite a bit of thought into this, I can understand why a player would not want to play. But to me, you have to explain to me as an everyday college football fan why this game's not important. This game's absolutely important. It is important to the university. It's important for recruiting. It's important for how we're viewed in the college football realm among other teams, because when we lost to Texas, we had to listen all off season about how we lost to Texas and we shouldn't be ranked where we're ranked. And then to turn around and have to deal with that in all off season, and then LSU beats Texas, and then so there was this thing about, see, we told y'all wasn't that good. LSU's not that good, and LSU ended up being outstanding. So now it's weird how all that pans out. But if Georgia would have beat Texas, then they're viewed differently. So yes, the game matters. If you don't want to play in the game, put all of your stuff in a bag. Don't go to the game. Don't watch the game. Leave the university, whatever it is, because if you're going to quit on that game, you might as well have quit on any other game. I have no use for you. And I'm sorry if that's rude. But there's tons of fans, and I mean tons of fans. We're going to tune in. We're going to watch that game because we support the team. We don't support just one person. And whenever you say, I'm not playing in that game because that game's not important, then get the hell off the team. I can't imagine one football player that he's worked his tail off to get to the point that he's at, and he goes, I'm not playing that game. That game's not important. It might cost me some money. If it's all about you, there is no I in team. Get the hell off the bus. Because as a fan, I don't say, I'm not going to watch that game. I'm not going to root for my team because that game's not important. That's ridiculous. It's ludicrous. For a fan to say that is ridiculous. For a player to say that is also absolutely ridiculous. Now, the coaches and the athletic directors and all the other stuff, they get caught in the crossfire because the fans want them to play, and the players, they don't want to play because they don't want to get injured because they're scared they're going to lose. They might get injured and not be able to play in the NFL. What happened to the other 36, 48, 50 games you played in? Were you worried about getting injured in those? Probably worried a little bit. Did it stop you from buckling that chin strap up and getting on the field? No, it didn't. That's an inherent risk you take. So to me, if you get on the field here at the end of the day, this last game of the season, the last chance you have to play for the University of Georgia or any college football team that you pick, that you've played at, that these coaches, fans, family members have poured their heart and soul into, and you want to go, I'm not going to play. Get out of here. I got no use for that. That to me is just disloyalty. Everybody else has already poured everything into it, supported you, cheered you on, patted you on the back, told you to come play for Georgia, be great for you. And now you get to the end and you want to jump ship? Sad. Yeah, it is probably, in my opinion, the most disrespectful thing that you can do to the fans and to this university is to say, I'm not going to play because it's all about me now. If you disagree, that's fine. That's fine. I don't mind if you disagree, but I'm going to tell you this. When I'm up there and when I'm cheering for the University of Georgia, when I pay my money to go to these games, when I spend my money to buy this apparel, when I pay extra money to have stuff stitched on the side of it, and I represent Georgia out here in the general public, and I get on here and I make these videos and I represent Georgia and I defend myself against all these trolls, and I put in all this extra hours, man hours, trying to tell everybody how much I like the school and how great I think the school is. To have players say it's all about me now, no, I'm not going to accept that. No, I'm not going to defend that. So if that's you, yeah, oh well. Now that having been said, pretty soon we're going to be playing Baylor, and with the kind of performance that we've put on here recently, I do not expect Georgia to do well in this game, and I hate to say that. I absolutely love this football team. I love what it represents. It's part of my home state. Just the whole feel of the state. You can go anywhere in the University of Georgia. You can go anywhere in the University of Georgia, anywhere in the state of Georgia, and find someone at the university. Stickers, bumper stickers, flags, shirts, hats, all kind of stuff. No matter where you go in the state of Georgia, you're going to see that stuff. And that's because that kind of runs throughout the entire state of Georgia and some of the surrounding areas. That's the way college football is. But to see what has happened to our offense, I cannot sit here and say that I think the University of Georgia is going to do well in this game. Some of the players aren't going to play. They've declared for the draft, basically giving the middle finger salute to the UGA school and to the fan base. It's all about them now. And I think that kind of pushes into the damn, it keeps going off all the time. It keeps pushing into the locker room. And unfortunately, I think that Georgia's going to have the same problem it had last year that it has this year, or this year that it had last year. And I just don't think the team's going to do well. So I'll make another video on that, but I wouldn't be surprised if Georgia goes to this game and gets blown out as well. So, and it pains me to say that. As big a fan as I am, it pains me to say that. But anyway, got some exciting stuff coming up. You guys stick around. You'll be seeing it soon. We'll try to do a live show later tonight. Depends on how things go. Maybe, maybe not. Don't know yet. We'll see. You guys have a great day. As always, God bless. Go Dogs.